The challenge that we had was the dispersed offices of the administration, how to train them all efficiently, give equal access to training to everybody in the administration, regardless whether they're in urban or rural areas. That was something that has been a concern for us for the past time. And when we found the MicroLearning platform, as well with the learning management system that we have implemented, we were able to come up to a conclusion that that would be one way to approach this challenge and be one of the solutions. We selected MicroLearning because we saw an added value that other mobile apps have not had it at that time. That was the ease of use, the ease of management, the ease of creating the content. Content being the most challenging part of setting up training courses. We were able to figure out that by simple Excel spreadsheet, converting it immediately into the MicroLearning knowledge content can provide for us a very efficient system where the cost of setting up the course is much lower than a traditional setup. Previously, we would have to take some experts to come in, redesign it, and the time that it takes to set up that was very valuable for us. With Macedonia trying to enter the European Union, we are constantly changing legislation and improving the legislation, and it was necessary for us to come up with a quick solution that can deploy the new content in a spur of a moment and extend that to reach every person in the administration that is logged into the MicroLearning platform. Bearing in mind that in the administration there are so many sectors and there are so many specific institutions that they need specific content. The power of MicroLearning is that writing the questions and the answers in an Excel spreadsheet can be done by anybody. He really doesn't have to be a professor or assistant or an expert in creating content. All he has to know is to be an expert in the field that he's working. And we have those experts in the administration, and we utilize their knowledge to create the content. Just write basic questions and answers in Excel and then convert the content into a MicroLearning platform subject. That way we can deploy that course to everybody that is working in that specific matter. Well, we have generic courses when it comes to human resources, financing, management, basic, middle, and advanced management. And then we have the specific courses, whether they're in the defense, whether in the police, in the financing, in the culture, education. It just depends on the institution where they're working on. And that is the beauty of MicroLearning, that regardless of what topic that you're trying to train the administration, setting up the course, you go through the same processes. It's equally easy to administrate it, and it's easy to deploy it. And the additional value that we have as an institution, that we monitor the progress of administration, especially administration that we're trying to convert it to a service-oriented, is that we can see who wants to spend time and learn. There is a powerful tool in the MicroLearning that I can track constantly who is selecting to answer the questions or who is selecting not to answer the questions. By that, I can create quarterly or bi-yearly or yearly or half a year action plans to set up training additional to the people that lack knowledge in a particular area. And also I can tell who has a strong knowledge in the same particular area and focus him on a different subject matter so they don't repeat themselves like we've seen it in the past. Repetition is good, but sometimes you have to say that that person is very knowledgeable, very skilled, and it's time for him to be trained for additional matters. And at the end, when I can do the analysis, the microlearning also helps me determine who needs to be advanced in his career. Basically, it's a good testing tool to see who is prepared to move up the next ladder of the administration. Defensive guard. They all don't want to use it immediately. They feel that somebody is always monitoring them, and that monitoring can play a role in the career. But after they realize that by constantly answering the questions and using the microlearning platform, it gives them an opportunity to move up in the career, then immediately they change their position and they're eager to use the platform more and more. Well, we have had many surprises, but I can say that the biggest surprise was people, colleagues of mine in the institutions have approached me and said that their people employed in the administration are very happy with the microlearning platform and they want to create more courses. And I would have thought that the period of that progress would be much longer, and to my surprise came quicker than I anticipated. That is a good feeling that you implement a project, you implement a system that is valued and people want to use it. That was my biggest surprise. Well, at the moment we have around 3,000 active users. That number increases monthly by 150 to 200. But now that we passed a new law on administration, where the microlearning platform is written inside the law as one of the outlets for receiving training for all employees in the administration, besides the learning management content that we have over the internet and the traditional training in the classrooms. We expect that in this year that follows, in 2014, the number will grow exponentially. So we have to prepare it as far as on the hardware side that it can support 10,000, 50,000, even 100,000 users by, my expectation will be 2016. So in that matters, we are preparing ourselves for more content that is related to the news about the new legislation, and that way we are preparing more employees in the administration with the smartphones when the new agreement comes for telecom providers, that we can give them a tool that can be handy to them, not just for receiving and sending calls, but also to learning new materials. Well, they definitely should implement. That is my advice to them. It's very easy to use it, very friendly to administrate it. You don't need some IT engineers to administrate it. It's very easy to create the content. Excuse me. And in the end, you'll have a satisfied administrative workforce that will constantly be learning new materials and new changes that are happening in the government.